In a world of shills and unreliable movie reviews, it's hard to find the truth before investing your time into a film. So now, we're going to judge who's telling the truth or who's out of touch with reality. It's time to review the critics.
So far, the Quiet Place movies have scored relatively high on Rotten Tomatoes for both critics and audiences. Few people were concerned when we heard there would be a third installment, but curiously, many dropped off the Quiet Place bandwagon with The Quiet Place 3, Day 1, which is the prequel to A Quiet Place, as was the first part of A Quiet Place Part 2. Are you following? Though many were open to the idea of a third Quiet Place film, many were dismayed. After the opening weekend, The Quiet Place Day 1 garnished just 85% approval rating from the critics, and a ridiculously low 74% from audiences.
You're all stupid.
This makes me think I ought to be reviewing the audiences, because for once, more critics are right. No, this isn't a perfect movie, but considering we have an entirely new cast and director, it came pretty damn close. I'm sure one of these naysayers will point out what was wrong with this film, and let's be honest, this should have at least gotten a 98% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, that's right, for new audiences too.
I don't understand a one of you. What's the matter with you?
Logan Scully from Scully Vision gave A Quiet Place Day 1 a rotten score. He gives the entire franchise an underhanded compliment. He says, "It's not a bad film, but it's a disappointingly standard entry in a series that defined itself by subverting and exceeding expectations. Yes, the ending of this installment is a bit predictable, but it's also powerful. At least he likes the first two." Ilan Preskovsky from Channel 24, South Africa, says that A Quiet Place Day 1 is a terrible film. He goes on to say that it is better than most prequels. I think he's talking to you, Hunger Games. But saying this is a terrible movie is a bit hard. I'd really like to hear this guy's reasons, but I didn't want to pay the fee to read his article. Sarah Gopaul from Digital Journal obviously didn't see the second movie. She says, "This movie features a surprising amount of talking, which doesn't feel like it's keeping the spirit of the franchise." Sarah kind of reminds me of a little kid who constantly wants to skip past all the talking scenes in movies. Todd Jorgensen from Cinemalog says that A Quiet Place Day 1 doesn't have much new to say. Brother Todd, there's nothing new under the sun. In today's world, it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. And A Quiet Place Day 1 says it very vividly. Alan Ning from Film Threat disappointed us here at Review the Critics by saying, "Fun is fun, but without proper character development, Day 1 is more fast food than a hearty meal." Need I remind you, it's summer. Summer is all about pizza, popcorn, and fast food.
Way out where the dandelions grow.
Pizza Hut welcomes all the kids who make it great.
Making it great.
Fast food flicks are what makes summers what they are. And as far as character development goes, our main character, Sam, goes from being cold and closed off to warm and sacrificial in the span of 24 hours. They go from aliens to Earth's rulers in the same amount of time. You're killing me, Ning. You're killing me. Even Grace Randolph says this is a very well-made film with excellent performances. It's also a surprisingly sad film and, get this, Alan, not the popcorn blockbuster one would expect during the summer. Kevin Carr from Thought Guys at the Movies says, "I can't help but feel they are just retreading the same path." Here's news for you, Kevin. This is a prequel, so technically it's paving the way for the next two movies. Joseph Robinson gave the film a fresh score, but only a 2.5 out of 5, saying, "This film should be called A Quiet Kitty, The Search for a $15 Pizza." He may be right, and he had me at Kitty and Pizza. By the way, is it solely because of Instagram videos that cats are as popular as ever in the movies now? Jean Kaplan von Kaplan vs. Kaplan must have nerves of steel. She says A Quiet Place Day 1 just isn't the nightmarish experience it should have been. Surely she's kidding.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
There's a hole in the shape of my head in the movie theater because I jumped so high so many times. Rachel Latner from rachelsreviews.net says it literally provides none of the backstory the title promises. Right, Rachel nailed it. Remember I was hoping somebody would point out what was wrong with this movie? I'm sure one of these naysayers will point out what was wrong with this film. A missed opportunity in an otherwise terrific film. Huh, maybe I should get the honor for the most honest review.
A bummer in this movie was I was really looking forward to them figuring it out, trying to get away from him, and they don't know they have to be quiet.
And now the winner of the most honest review goes to Marco Vio Otto from Week Off Is Covered. He says, A Quiet Place Day 1 is a gripping prequel that balances emotional depth with thrilling suspense. Lupita Nyong'o's standout performance and the film's fresh take on the franchise make it a must-watch, despite some predictable plot points.